Hello everyone and welcome to my hobby home. Good evening. I am doing my updates for you guys today. I have quite a lot, so I have my little notepad tonight. So the first thing, we are just going to get started into it. First thing I have is a really small haul, but you've already kind of seen some of it. The first thing is, I'll show you the one thing you've already seen, is my little bumblebee tray here. I got this from Hobby Lobby, y'all. It is so cute. Now, of course, when I go into Hobby Lobby, I have to go to the clearance section of stuff. Now, not all of this was clearance, but some of it was. And I am just going to start by, this little bag was not clearance, but I thought this is perfect to hold like my cross stitch stuff that has to go from one project to another. I thought that was perfect to carry it in. I did find two of these little zippered bags. They have a mesh front on them. Pretty good zipper. I think these would be good to carry like extra floss maybe, to keep small things together. I like these. These were on clearance though for like $2. And the last thing that I got, I don't believe this was on clearance, but I thought it was really cute, was this little embroidery set, supply set. It came, I'm going to just dump everything out of it so I can show it to you. It came with this little bag, real cute little bag. It has a little, you know, the little twist pressure hoop here, which I may actually use this on a project. I haven't decided yet. Came with a little needle threader. Have a kitty cat wanting attention. Came with a little pair of scissors, which is good because a lot of times I leave my scissors in another project. It came with these cute little floss bobbins. I thought these were really cute. And you could actually buy these in sets, but those bobbins actually will not work for what I do. And it came with some needles. So I thought that was a real cute little set. And I don't know, it might have been on clearance. I don't remember if it was or not. But I mainly went to get a thing of fabric. And I found fabric I wasn't looking for. Now this here is a 3/4 yard of 108 backing. It was in the remnants, and I'll just show you. Isn't that a beautiful purple? I'm sure I can find a small quilt to back with this. I only paid $5.39 for that. Now, I know it's not a full yard, but it's 108 backing, and that's pretty good. Now, the thing that I did go looking for, oh, and I did get this. I got some Thread Magic. It conditions your threads because I'm doing a lot of beading right now, and threading that little bead needle is very difficult for me. Now, I don't know if you remember, previously I had shown y'all a picture of a quilt that was made out of flannel squares. Well, I went to look at their flannel because I knew their fabrics were 40% off, and I got this one, and I think it'll go with the other flannels that I did thrift around and get, so that will be nice. That's going to go with those flannels anyway. It is going to go in that quilt. And what I'm doing is just collecting flannels, a bit here, a bit there. And when I get enough to make that quilt, I'll make the quilt. Now this is something else that I got. I'm trying to see if I had anything else from that haul. Well, I did a semi-haul today. I needed to get some cross-stitch floss, and I just decided maybe it was about time to pick up some new needles. And what I did, I got some of the gold needles. Those are the gold needles. This is a magnetic tin. So I know these are all my 14 count for my needles for my 14 count Aidas. So that's what this is. And I'm marking my stuff off. And while we're talking cross stitch, let me get you my projects that I have going on. Now, I have been working on, it's not in here, I have been working on the stocking for my grandson, but I haven't worked on it any this week because I was trying to get my Mill Hill buttons and beads kit done for 4th of July. Well, I realized that was not going to happen because I have a lot of beads to do on that. But I thought I would show you my progress on that. I'm trying to see if there's anything else I need to pull out. There are a lot of beads to do on that. But I've gotten all of the cross stitch done on it. And this is where I'm at. A lot of this is beads right here. I have some of the yellow done. You'll see how that's kind of one-dimensional there. When you put the beads on here, it looks more two-dimensional. I think I have most of the red beads done. I may have to do some red over here. But yeah, that's where we're at on that. I hope to finish that this week. That would be nice if I did. And like I said, I still have the stocking that I'm doing for my grandson. But I did come across a stitch along. Fat Quarter Shop has a free quilt along and stitch along that they are doing, and it is called Star of Wonder. And they tell you can print down the requirements. This is a supply list right here, and it's only 4 colors. Let's see, I'm trying to say what all it calls for. It's 4 colors, which I only had to buy one of the colors because I already had it. It finishes at a 6x6. The cloth that they used on the project is a white chocolate 14 count Aida. Thread 2 strands of classic Colorworks RDMC. They do have the Colorworks colors on Fat Quarter Shops. They have it as a package. You can just buy it. It's like $10, I think. I think that's what it is. But I'm not real sure if that's what it is because their threads are only like 89 cents a skein. Oh, the Colorworks. It's Colorworks. That's why it's more expensive. It says they finished this using Once Upon a Christmas fabric, red gingham wired ribbon, gingham ribbon, holly and berry pine cone pick, pine needle pick. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to frame mine instead. But anyway, this is the start of it. And I think the first pattern is that, just the border. So I will be doing that this week. That will be a stitch along that I do. And I have some old fabric. I could say old because I've been cross-stitching probably since I was in 7th grade. And I have a large stash of cross-stitch supplies that I can go through. And I know I've told you before, my sister and I used to go to cross-stitch retreats. We would always get fabrics in our goodie bags. And I still have a lot of that. So that's my 2 cross-stitch patterns that I'm doing. I do have, I think, two other cross-stitch things that I'm hoping to do, but I'm not going to be too aggressive with what I do. I need to work these two and then work on my stocking. So, next thing, see, I've got a little pair of scissors here hanging around. And this is how I have my button and beads packaged, because I had that one that was big enough, and this is how all my others are packaged. Now, finished. I did finish my Fat Quarter Shop Liberty Box sparklers. I finished that, and I finished the sparkle star also. I will have a photo of the sparklers. I will put it in right here. Let me see. Yeah, I'll put it in right here. I'll try to blow it up big enough for you to see it. And reason I don't have it right now, it is quilted and bound, but I have cleaned it and stored it for next year for 4th of July. And that's why I don't have it. I even have my little sparkle star stored away. So I have most of that stored away. And because right now my goal is to minimalize my house, and I want to have things like that stored, because if it's going to need to be stored, I'm going on and doing it. So I make sure I have the correct number of bins. Okay, the next thing I worked, let's see, is my poppy cotton. Now, on poppy cotton, I got I think the April block completed. This was the poppy cotton April block. Cute little flag there. This is a sew-along that I'm doing with one of my local quilt shops. They are doing this as a sew-along, and they actually have another one that they're doing that I'm not going to do because it does have appliquing in it. I don't do that. But we've got that, and I have, so that's block number 4. So I have 3 more blocks to do to get caught up with the sew-along. The sew-along has been going since January, and there are some discrepancies or corrections that need to be made to the pattern on, so far by what I can tell, all their half square triangles. The next thing that I have worked on, and y'all might have seen this, and I have some things done that y'all didn't see. The pressed flowers, I am finally getting that piece together, the finishing. All y'all will have seen is the 2 blocks that I've gotten assembled. And I have another one back here behind it. But I got the 2 blocks assembled. And when I did these, and I told y'all I was going to test one, do an experiment to see if it was easier to put this corner piece on this. This was a triangle, and this was a square, and we were putting that on as the corner piece on. But how we were doing it was taking the flower block, then putting the triangle, then putting that square. Well, that's a lot of block over here. So what I decided to do was to see if it was easier to put that corner piece, that square piece on the corner of those triangles, and it is. So if you have not finished your pressed flowers yet, when you get to this step, put that on first, because it makes the block smaller in your sewing area. So it just makes it easier to do. It really does. So that's just my tip of the day on doing that. But I know most people that are doing the pressed flowers or did the pressed flowers is done with it. I'm probably the only tag along behind. So, but that's okay as long as it gets done, and it is getting done. Now, our next thing is our sew along that we are doing. We are doing the Silverstone pattern by Robert Kaufman. It is free. It is on his, I think it's called robertkaufmanfabrics.com. The link will be down in the description. We are working this so far. Saturday was our first video. I released the sew along video Saturday morning at 9 a.m. All we did was cut fabric, and all I did was do this. I still have not cut my strips yet. We have some people that's already got blocks going together. That is okay. It does not matter what step you are in. You are more than welcome to join us. We will be closing the sew along out the end of August, whatever the last Saturday of August is. That will be the last video for the sew along, but you have until the last day of the month to submit your photos to the Facebook group. If you do not have Facebook, my email address will be listed down in the description. If you want to join the sew along and be entered for or have an entry into the pick, I will be given a prize. We have not yet decided what it is going to be judged on. It could be creativity, color combinations, scrappiness. It's just not really decided yet. Or it could just be everybody that joins in could be put into a hat and a name drawn. That could be how it does too. But this will be my background that I am using. I am using Corey Yoder Starberry. I love this fabric. It is so beautiful. So this will be a Christmas quilt for me. That will be my quilt. But please feel free to join us if you want to. Even if you're not sewing, you are more than welcome to join the Facebook group and have conversations with other quilters. The only thing that I ask is when you go in and put anything, only comment on a post. Do not create a new post. That creates a lot of muddle in the group, and it is hard for me to decipher if it's part of the sew along or not. I will create a main post, so anything that you want to comment about the sew along, put it under that. If you want to comment about something else, put it under one of the other posts. I may have to go in and clean up the Facebook group to put things in the post. So if you have a post out there and it's deleted, I'm so sorry, but I have to keep it clean so I can keep it together. So anything that has to do with the sew along, make sure it goes under there. Even if you're saying you're picking out fabric, or you've picked your fabric, you've cut your fabric, anything at all that has to do with that sew along, put it under that post so we can keep the group clean and we know exactly what it's for. And I may leave the post that's already out there. Y'all, I'm sorry, my nose, it always itches. Always itches when I'm recording. I may leave the other posts out there because they will age out. But just going forward, make sure if you do anything, don't do a post. You can do a comment. I will see every comment that goes out there because I receive a notification of everything that happens to that page. As of right now, I am the only moderator, and I don't want to have to get somebody else to help me. And as of right now, all comments are automatically approved. But if I see in the future I have to review them before they are approved, I will do that. And but I don't think we're going to have to do that. We got a great group of people. I don't think we're going to have to do that. So, and that is that I'm using that Starberry, so I can take that out of the way. The next thing that I have done this week, which y'all have not seen this yet. Let me see here. Yes. Y'all will see this video probably Tuesday or Wednesday. We have received clue 6 for our Tree of Life. Now, I'm just going to show you. We had 5 pieces that we made. We made one of that one that you just saw. And we did 2 of these, 2 of this unit. And then we did 2 of this. So, I got that completed, which I like getting my cotton cuts done as soon as I get them. That way I don't fall behind on those. But these, you get the clues once a month. If you pay monthly, you get the clue in with your fabric. If you pay all of it up front, you get your clues by email. So that's our clue number 6. You will see that video, like I said, next week or this week, probably Tuesday or Wednesday. Now, my upcomings. I have an old project, or a UFO, that these are my UFOs. They are unfinished, and I am starting on one of them. Let me find it, because I have 3 projects in here that I want to finish. This is the first one. This is my boo. This came from the Spooky Box from Fat Quarter Shop. Now, I have it on my calendar. It is scheduled for me to quilt and bind this project. Now, like I said, I have 2 other projects in this bag that I want to quilt and bind also. So those, I'm knocking them out one at a time. But that is for the boo. The next thing that I had told y'all I was going to complete, was on my radar for last week for me to complete, was the God Bless America. And that did not happen. If you saw my video, it was either Saturday or Sunday, you will know that did not happen, and you will know why that did not happen. I'm pulling it out for you to see. This is the God Bless America. And I will show you why it did not happen. So if you have not seen that video yet, you don't know why it didn't happen. This is why it didn't happen. It come as a CD. I thought maybe it would have come as a link, which it might have. I need to look and see. No, because in the directions it said to transfer it to a thumb drive. Well, my computers, and I went to Best Buy, and they even told me computers no longer come with those because it is hard for the fans to keep it all cool. And I'm like, that's crazy. The fans always kept it cool before, so what happened? But my computer does not have a CD drive, and so what I did, I just went and got me this is the one they had. Well, they had 4. One was for a Blu-ray. One was a Sure Enough big old hunking thing, over $100, and I'm not spending that. And this one was about $45, I think, with with tax and all, I think I paid like $50 because I got this and I got this. I wanted to make sure I did not have anything on a thumb drive because I have about 10 thumb drives over here, but I don't know what has what on it, so I just got a fresh thumb drive. I'm going to put a charm or something on this so I know this is my embroidery patterns. I do have another thumb drive over here that has nothing but embroidery patterns on it, and I actually probably have more than one because I used to do that a lot. But now I will be able to do that. God bless America. So that is on my my calendar for next week, or this week. I keep saying next week because I'm recording on Sunday night and it's next week for me. The next thing that I'm hoping to be working on, which is going to be more than one day. You see this? Well, that is the next thing I hope to be working on. Is the peach preserves. I hope to work on this, but you see how everything kind of blends in right there? I don't want that to happen. So I did purchase actually 2 backgrounds. I got the bubble gum, which it called for, and completely forgot I had ordered that. And then I went and purchased this. Well, I don't think I'm going to use either one of those in the for the background. I will use them with the pattern, but I think what I'm going to do is use them to make borders. So that I'm going to see what I can do with that. But that is on my table. I want to work on, I have several that I need to work on. The pressed flowers I hope to work on. And then we're going to have the sew along week 2 on Saturday. So I'll need to work on that one. So yeah, pressed flowers, the sew along, and the peach preserves, that's a completely new pattern, so I don't know if I'm going to get to that or not. I hope to, but just what I'm looking at, quilting and binding the boo, that's on my table. The God Bless America, the sew along, and then the peach preserves. That's only 4 things on my table, and I will probably work on the pressed flowers again. So, you know, hopefully, that may be big hopes and dreams, but I'm going to shoot for the stars and try to get it. So, last thing, which is completely off of this, and you guys will probably be seeing this video. I know I will be posting it over on My Hobby Home Eat to Live channel. I have not posted on that channel probably in a couple weeks, maybe a month now. Things have been pretty busy, but I am in harvest now, and I'm harvesting cucumbers, which I've already told y'all. I have a very small garden, and I did find out the cucumbers that we are growing, they are burpless cucumbers or English cucumbers, and those cannot be preserved. You have to eat them or freeze them. I'm not freezing a cucumber. I'm either going to eat it or feed it to an animal. So I'm not going to freeze the cucumbers. So what I'm going to do, I do have a few recipes that I'm going to try out. So I will probably be bringing those to you guys, just showing how I use up my harvest. And my actual goal of my garden is not to put food away. My goal is to eat in season and to provide some foods for the season. Now, it would have been nice, which in Louisiana, I can still plant cucumbers, probably even right now, but I know like next month I can probably plant cucumbers in August, and I may be able to get some different cucumber seeds to get a pickling cucumber. And I think that's what I'm going to do, is plant some pickling cucumbers. So for my second harvest, I can ferment some pickles. And so that's a good thing. I am harvesting a few pieces of okra here and there. We do have peppers. We have jalapenos, Tabascos. I am harvesting basil. I'm freeze drying the basil, and I am making it into a powder. So I'm probably going to be making a basil salt out of that also. I've not yet decided, but I think I am. Trying to think what else I have. I have thyme, but it's not doing real well. I don't know how to grow it real well. I have rosemary. I've not started harvesting it yet. I have Tabasco peppers, jalapenos, cayenne. I don't need any of those. So those are for my husband. I'm hoping to get enough Tabasco peppers to make a sauce, like a pepper sauce out of. But yeah, and I know I have some jalapenos right now that my husband has brought from his dad's house over, and I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I may just make some brined jalapenos because he eats jalapenos all the time. So that is our goal with our garden, is to try to eat in season. I can put up jalapenos though if I need to. I have not made the squash powder yet, because the squash that my husband brought, it was actually hollow. It was too big. It had gotten too big before he brought it. So I've got to get some more yellow squash, because I'm going to try that. I'm going to try to make squash flour, and I will let y'all know how that turns out, because it has a low glycemic index and it's anti-inflammatory. So I am so excited to try that out. If I find a farmer's market or something that has an abundance of squash, I may go get some and try it out. But I have to have the time to do it, because the first thing I have to do is I have to scrub the squash, then I have to chop the squash, probably thinly slice it. I may even just dice it and let it drain, and then put it on my freeze dry trays, and then put it in my freeze dryer. And once I freeze dry it, then I have to powder it. And I'm really excited to try that though. But guys, I believe that is all of my updates at the moment. And I have a kitty cat that is telling me hello over here. So just tell me what you think if you're working on a lot of projects yourself. I know this is a lot. It is a lot, and I will admit and agree, it is a lot. But if I do a little bit at a time, I can get it done. So thank you all so much for taking time out of your busy day to join me. I do really appreciate it. Leave a comment. Tell me what you think. And as always, until I see you again, have a very blessed day. Goodbye.